Hey, Fred, I thought you were on vacation. Are you getting ready to go on vacation?
I'm leaving Sunday.
Okay, sweet. Where are you guys headed?
We are going to go, well, we're going to spend 2 days in a city in New Orleans doing some tours. And then we're going to fly out to San Francisco from Tuesday until Saturday.
Nice.
Then we're flying back in and we're staying in another bed and breakfast on Saturday night in North Louisiana. And then we're going to come back on Sunday.
And are you taking the whole crew? Is everybody going?
No, it's just me and my wife. But we got our herd watching our kids. Both of her parents, both of my parents, one of our friends, and the babysitter that we have is all going to get together and pull it off, hopefully.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, good for you, man. And get away with your wife and have some time for the two of you.
It'll be the first time since we met that we'll go anywhere alone for a week. We've been like 2-3 days, but even then it's been very hard to unplug, So
yeah,
it'll be fun.
That'll be refreshing. Yeah,
I'm excited.
All right, let's get started, you guys. It's 2:03. I've already hit record on this thing. Just a couple housekeeping and review items. I'm not going to share this on the screen. I just want to go over a couple things. Number one is we've got at least 3 more weeks of content to give you guys because there's still more stuff. So we got partner referral parts 2 and 3 coming. We still got a social proof SOP we got to get out. We've got email marketing SOP part 2. We got the 30-day challenge referral campaign, which is a big deal that Aaron and I have got to get done. It's in the works, but we've got to finish it up. And then we're going to do some additional complimentary SOPs and campaigns. So we've got, a lot more stuff, but we're not trying to just dump stuff on everybody. Obviously there's a whole, there's reason to this rhyme and we want it all to work, succinctly and, effectively for you. It's just a process of us putting it out, and then we're sort of going to optimize as we move forward. But we're working together for as long as you guys want to participate. We're here for you, and the entire year at the least. But obviously, we want to get things done. It's not just about time. So, just want you to know we got more stuff coming. Also, if you get a chance, please watch the partner referral part 1 video and check out localbyreferral.com and just sort of try and wrap your head around that. We got more coming on that, of course, but this is a big deal. And for those of you who are willing to embrace your authority, it can be huge for you, for your business. And I think the best way to put it is in terms of just thinking in terms of creating a local mastermind. Really, that's essentially what it is, a mastermind that also works cooperatively and collaboratively with you to help you grow your business as you help them grow your business. But we're going to sift and sort so we dump out good quality partners for you that are trained up and ready to go and aggressive and have the tools that are necessary in order to implement and be effective on a local level. So just take a look when you get a chance. And then the last two things, I'll be sending everybody an email with a referral challenge member survey that we'd really appreciate if you complete. It's we're obviously not done with the program, but we just want to get feedback at this point. We'd also like to get some testimonials if we can, because Aaron and I, just like every business, we got to keep clients coming in the door so we can sustain this thing. And so we're going to have to open it up and start selling again here shortly. So we definitely like to get some testimonials, but we'd also, most of all, the reason for the survey is to get feedback so we can know what we need to do to get better. And then finally, I mentioned earlier on the Facebook group that Dick Chilton's going to be joining us next week on this call. It'll be awesome. Tony knows Dick. Jonas, I don't know if you know, did you ever meet Dick?
Yeah, actually, I have one of those little certificates with the call.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at the other day.
All right, cool. Yeah, Dick is a character. Fred, I don't think you've ever met him, right? Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, so he's just a wealth of information. I mean, he's done management and sales at the highest level. There's probably nobody on the planet who's helped more fitness business owners learn how to sell the right way than Dick has. He's the guy who was, Sean likes to take credit for it, but it was Dick who created Auto Closer. It was Dick who created Duplicator, which are the sales and management systems that we sold at NPE, and have helped a lot of people. So Dick will be on the call. He's a hoot too. I mean, because he's just a no nonsense guy, and he's a little rough around the edges. He just says it like it is. But if for those of us that are mature, and that's everybody here, you appreciate that kind of stuff because he doesn't play games. All right, so that's all I've got on the housekeeping side. Aaron, you got anything you want to add?
I don't, other than just you did talk about the survey out there, but if you could go out, once you've done the survey, if you could go back to the Facebook link and say, hey, just filled out the survey, encouraging everybody else to do so, try to rally the troops for us, it'd be a big help, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. We just appreciate the support and the feedback. Again, that's the most important thing, is just trying to get better. Yeah, as you guys all know, it's always a process, and you're just trying to improve things. All right, so we got Billy just joined us too. Excellent. Hey, Billy. All right, so let's just go around. Well, first, anybody got any questions? Then we'll just Jonas. Let's just start with you. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
All right. I asked you in the group. I don't know if you got to, and it was something about press releases. What do you recommend? I mean, there's so many options right now. I had recently had that article, and you said I should do a press release on the article, and I'm just curious of what you recommend. One place that does my SEO, they said they could do it for $800. I don't know if that's a little too much.
That's a little too much. What you should do is write something up and give it to Aaron and me, and we'll give you feedback on it. There's no real rocket science to this. If you look at the publicity SOP that we put out, that gives you some guidelines. Most important thing, you got to be newsworthy. Ideally, you want to be timely. So if there's something that you can piggyback on, some timely reference that's appropriate, then you do that. If not, don't worry about it. But it needs to be newsworthy, and it can't be overtly promotional. So, if you just think in terms of just sharing news, then that's the best way to start, and then just crank it out. Get like 2 pages, a decent copy on there, so Aaron and I have something to look at, and we'll give you feedback on that. Dial it in a little bit. You don't need to pay $800. Just write it yourself and give it to us, and we'll help you.
What about the submission part, the distribution of it?
Yeah. So what is this specifically local, or are you want to get national coverage? What's your objective here?
I mean, whatever's best. I mean, local, I guess, would be the most.
Yeah, local is going to be the most beneficial to you. To your business. Well, I mean, they're both going to be beneficial, but generally speaking, it's going to be easier for you to get local coverage on a significant, high-level local coverage as opposed to high-level national coverage. That's more.
Do you have a website or that you recommend, or a service that you recommend that does put it all online and distribute it through their search engines and all that stuff? Is there anyone that you recommend?
Yeah, we'll do it for you. I've got a service that's good. If you just get it to me, I'll get it out for you.
Okay.
And it's cheap. It's inexpensive, but I'll do this one for you for free. We just have to get it dialed in and then get it out. But what you need to, that only helps you nationally. Locally, you need to do that yourself. And if you look at Joe Green did a post in the Facebook group about how he leverages charity to get a lot of local content. Take a look at that post. He lays out what he did, but essentially he just reached out to his charity, said, hey, can you help me? Do you have any local contacts that I can use? And they gave him an entire list. I mean, it's just beautiful. So that's something you want to look at.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure something out here. I got to do this.
Yeah, I was going to echo Eric's sentiment on Joe Green's excellent post. He posted that yesterday at 9:35 a.m. So jump over there and see if you can hunt it down. It's gold, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And so you just get a list of these folks. And again, look at the SOP, the publicity SOP, because your objective, particularly somebody like you, Jonas, who's already gotten a lot of publicity, you can reach out to these people and say, hey, look, I've been covered in this place and this place, and here's some examples. And I'd love to become a resource for you. And I also would like to be able to share some timely stories and just try and develop some relationships with your local media contacts. It'll pay off in a big way. But the shortcut to that is getting your charity to introduce you to some of their contacts because they've already got them. Okay.
I did have one more other question.
Yeah.
And this was regarding, I talked to Aaron about it yesterday a little bit. I'm not sure I got a definite answer though. But with, so was there anybody come up with an alternative for people that aren't on Facebook to other than giving referrals, a way that they can participate in the referral check-in for the charity? Because a lot of them, my client, like this, for this specific facility that I'm using the system for, they're in their 50s and 60s, and not all of them are on Facebook.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Anybody got any ideas on that?
What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, with the Facebook, like where they check in and you donate like 10 cents to the charity every time they check in. What I'm coming into is like a lot of them want to participate, but they don't have Facebook accounts.
I allow them to use their check-in on my kiosk. So for the people that don't have Facebook check-ins, because for us it's marketing, but it's not simply just marketing, because I really do want to give as well. So if they don't have Facebook, I can go in and count their number of check-ins for the month through MindBody, and I'll just add that to my total list. And that's how I give them credit for that.
So they check in on MindBody.
Yeah, we have a kiosk at the front door, and everybody that comes in, you have to check into your class. So I can check them that way, and I give them credit for that. It's not, for my facility, which is pretty big, it's not that many people, so it's kind of easy to do. My administrative assistant does it. And then, for like challenges, we have a lot of Facebook check-in stuff too, so they can check in by email or just in person or verbally. So it's pretty simple to do it that way. I mean, you won't get the marketing, on Facebook, but it's okay, because the reality is that the Facebook check-ins, when people check in, like for me, they work well, but because we have so many people, I just have like my whole entire news feed. If you just scroll for like 20 minutes, is nothing but check-ins. So it's getting bombed pretty good. So 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people that are not on there are really not going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I just have a lot more people. I'm like the opposite of what you have. So I don't have MindBody either. Also, has anybody looked at what the, like for instance, if you go to a Facebook check-in, I was wondering this today because I actually, just give me a moment, I'll pull it up. But when somebody checks in, is there any way to optimize what it is that when they check in, how your check-in looks? So when they check in, you only see, like, it says the name of the place and then it has nothing else. It says personal training. Is there any way to get this void filled up with some kind of like call to action or anything? Has anybody investigated that yet? How to make your check-ins more?
Just get them to post a picture. And you post a picture, it won't post the graphic of the map. So they can take a picture in your gym. Mm-hmm. That will take precedence over it showing the actual map for the gym.
But there's nowhere it says like the words. It says like your name of your business, and it just has the 5-star rating. Have you noticed? Is that the only thing you can get to show up in that little block area? That's what I'm asking.
I think so.
Because it kind of looks like in a Facebook ad in a sense, like, hey, you had your headline and then you can have some content right there. But, is this little block,
yeah,
made for a certain description? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I just wonder if anybody else
The only thing that I've seen done differently that I think I like a lot is when they tag somebody, so it says checking in with, and that actually gives it a more personal component as well. And I think fills in a little bit of that space, Jonas, but I'm not real sure about that.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'll show you what it looks like on my mobile device. I make everyone tag me, and in my email marketing, I will tell them to invite a friend, or don't just check in. So check in, tag me, tag your friends, put some kind of call to action or inspiring quote or a picture from the gym. And so that helps. I mean, not everyone does it, but it still helps. So I'll show you this one. Y'all can see that.
Hold it a little bit closer, Fred. Yeah. See the picture?
You see he maxed out on his deadlift. He showed a picture of himself in the gym, and then he tagged me and 8 other people.
What's the bottom of the ad? Can you lift up your phone a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, but
it's totally different looking.
In the top, in that white space, go down just a little bit more, Fred, so we can see the top a little bit more. Yeah, so it's got the guy's name with who he's with, and then it's got something else, and then Lean Performance Academy. So there's a lot of copy there at the top, as opposed to what you just showed us, Jonas.
But to answer your question, I think that's about as good as you're going to get with that.
I wonder if there's like a area in your Facebook fan page where you can alter the description. Like it says the name of my business, but maybe we can put like
a tagline.
There is a place in the settings that you can edit the description, but what I'm seeing, that doesn't change what shows on the check-ins, because what's in our current description is not what shows up on the check-in map. So I don't know if there was some place where we just set the category. I'm still looking for that. If I find something different, I'll definitely post it on the page. But if you're on your page, there's a button for page settings. You can update page information. And if you scroll through that part, one of the things you can update is your description, your business description. But I don't see anything right now like where we selected that category yet. So I'll let you know if I find anything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah.
Is there a specific reason why? I'm just curious that you want that to be different.
It just seems like if they're going to check in, if it shows the map, it says like the name of the business, but the name of the business doesn't always dictate what the business is about. It just says the name of the business and 5 stars. So
what's the name of your business?
Peak Forever.
Yeah, that's kind of tricky, that name. Our name is different. It does say what it is. I guess I don't know that you would be able to change your name there.
It's not like a big deal. Like I was just wondering if anybody knew, if anybody noticed those things as well.
No, I get it. But what I would do if I were you, and I'm pretty sure that Aaron and Eric put this out in one of the SOPs and one of the letters, but email your people that check in and tell them exactly what to do. So in other words, don't just come and check in because it's not doing. So for what you're donating to charity for, you want a specific thing to happen. So I remind my members over and over and over to say something, to tag me, to tag their friends, to invite someone, to post a picture. And, we're human, so we forget. So I have to remind them over and over and over and over again. And so, just in theory, if you could change it, what would you want it to say? And so whatever that is, email your clients and tell them in your classes and in your sessions and everything and all your correspondence that that's what you want them to say in order to get the credit for the check-in. So for instance, I say, do this, and do this, and then I will give you credit. If you just do this, then I'm not going to give you credit. If you don't,
how are you delivering this message? In person or?
We do. I send them out a regular email.
Like every week you do this?
Once or twice a week, reminding them. And then my coaches announce it in all the classes. Don't forget to check in. Make sure you tag Fred. Make sure you tag a friend. Either invite somebody, talk about your workout, or post a picture from the gym. So if you go back and look at my news feed under my name, you'll see working out for charity, working out on my deadlift max, sweating for charity, just all these little different quotes and a lot of different pictures. Because it's about getting them. It's, like Eric always said, which I truly believe, it's about like developing a certain behavior.
Yeah.
Which requires you to remind them often.
Yeah, no doubt. And and on top of that, everything that Fred just said, great stuff, because you got to consistently remind them. But one of the things, Jonas, take a look at the check-in intro letter, which is it's in the I guess week 1 we did Facebook check-in. So there's a video and a letter that's underneath that in week 1. Take a look at that, because that outlines like the 5 steps that they need to follow.
Yeah, we printed those out. They're an onboarding thing. We actually have a stack of them right next to when they walk in. When we launched the program, we emailed them the campaign as well. We remind them. Yeah, we pretty much remind them all the time. It's just the fact that if they're 50 plus years old, it's they're like, oh, I want to do it, but I don't have Facebook, I don't want Facebook, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. As a 50-year-old, I get it.
Yeah.
Plus, you're very forgetful. We're just our brains are tired. Yeah. But the other thing that you could think about doing is creating a little sign that you put right on your front desk that just says how to check in or something.
Yeah, we got those.
All right, good.
Oh, I just came up with 2 more ideas. So, dude, you just gave me the greatest idea ever. Oh, I'm feeling so excited right now. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to create a Facebook-sized graphic, and I am going to email it to all my members and tell them to save it on their phone, and when they check in, post it. That way I can have my little graphic or 2 say exactly what I want. So before the end of the day today, I will post it in the Referral Challenge Facebook group. Man, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's strong. That's strong. And you know what? The other thing that Fred mentioned, Jonas, is that I like a lot is telling them or giving them an idea of different things that they can post, And like for you, I don't know if you've got a slogan or a catchphrase or something like that, but you're right. But Peak Forever does not say what you do. So you need something, and I'm sure you thought about that, but like, Peak Forever, Fitness for Boomers, or whatever it's going to be. Maybe you have them posted, hey, I'm at Peak, getting my boomer workout on or something like that, just so it's clear. Because the nice thing about that is that little thing, it not only having a slogan like that, it tells what they're doing, but it also tells who the target is, by having boomer in there or something along those lines. If you can make it work, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good. Let me jump to Wayne and see if Wayne, you just took a mouthful of food. Okay, Wayne, you wait.
Hey, real quick. I want to toss something out there. I got to run to my next appointment, but for Jonas, real quick, what I found helps a lot with press releases and media contacts is if you can do a couple of things. Find like who of your local news anchors or local reporters are, follow them on Twitter, and just comment things on there like, hey, I saw your story on New Year's resolutions last night. That was awesome. If you'd like some input from a local level, I'd be glad to share some ideas. And so, or hey, I saw this thing you did. I really enjoyed, your story on whatever. And just start those things because local news people, especially reporters, generally do not make a lot of money. I mean, we might think they're famous and all kinds of stuff because they're on TV, but they love that interaction. And so if you follow them, if you comment or you retweet some of their stories and things like that, they're going to start paying attention to you. And a lot of times local channels will be sharing like national clips, especially on fitness. And so if you can say, hey, I loved your story, some things that I have found differently are this, this, and this, I'd be happy to come on and talk about it from a local perspective. So if you can give feedback on something that's already kind of at the top of mind for them that they're doing, that helps out as well. But yeah, the more you can kind of start those interactions with them, they'll start to get to know who you are. And then if they have that relationship, you become their go-to guy anytime something comes up that they're wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And they see your name, when you're tweeting, and they'll start to recognize your name. And that's obviously the beginning of a relationship. So that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, because you put good contact out. You've got a lot of good information. I mean, Jonas, yeah, I've known your name for a while and followed you on stuff, and you put good stuff out there. You just got to get that stuff in front of the right eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, part of my problem is like I don't want to be local celeb type of person. I kind of want to just be like this guy in the background.
Yep.
But I'm starting to realize like it ain't gonna happen. Like I gotta do this stuff. Like, but
do you have trainers that work for you?
Yeah, actually, I don't even really go to any of my facilities anymore. Maybe.
So even better then, because then you can create some local celebrities of your trainers. Mm-hmm. And you probably have one or two trainers that their they would love the attention. They would love to be kind of a face on some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of make those connections too, because that's kind of a next step for me. I've always done a lot of media and a lot of those things. I have a lot of fun doing it. But the next step for me is developing some more of my team, because it's great for their self-esteem and how they feel about being a part of what we do. So maybe that's the direction you go with it. You're creating some other local celebrities in your gym, and then you can kind of be the puppet master in the background, making the connections, pulling the strings, and you don't have to be the guy that's out there all the time.
Mm. Okay, cool. I appreciate those tips.
Well, yeah. let me jump in here real quick, Tony. To re-emphasize what you're saying, Jonas is quite the local celebrity himself that's just not played. The guy's an extreme athlete, extreme skateboarder. He and I had this talk yesterday. I think like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, who are the big names that are basically unapproachable, and those two, this guy needs to leverage his extreme personality kind of sports environment and go a long way, to your point.
Sure. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So if like I said, I followed you. You got good stuff. If you want to do it, I think you can definitely get a lot of stuff out there. But yeah, whatever matches your mission and your business.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good point.
Yeah. Tony, is there anything we can do for you? You said you might have to run in a few, so let's.
Yeah, I've got a consultation coming in just a couple minutes. So, my main thing, I love being a part of this group. I love, taking stuff that people share on there, and it's just good weekly kind of check-in for me, and it's as much mental and emotional and spiritual for me just being around other business owners and getting a chance to kind of talk through some stuff and just help me stay focused and step back a little bit and support here. So following up from our last conversation, I did talk to a local printer and about the business cards that we talked about. So it is very easy for us to send them like an Excel spreadsheet. Hey, here's 20 new people that signed up this week, and they print off 50 business cards for each person at a very, I guess, low cost thing for them, rather than having to order 100 or 500 or whatever for the individual. So yeah, if you got connection with the local printer, they say the cost is basically the same if you're ordering 1,000 business cards for 20 different, 50 each for 20 different people, or 1,000 business cards for one person. That is something you guys can do.
Yeah.
Did you post a pic of that card in your in the group?
Aaron posted a sample, so as soon as we get our final one done, I'll definitely put it out there. And so hopefully I'll have that within the next week or so back from them.
So, Tony, how many are you putting together for your clients?
Well, and so this is something we'd have to talk about and kind of play around. But, in my mind, my first thought was 25 because, it's a significant stack. Yeah. And we can kind of explain to them, hey, our goal is, for a member here is to bring in 2 friends a month. And so they do a year membership with us. So if they walk out the door with 25 of them, that they've got that, they're set up for their year. And then of course, if you need more, we can get you some more. Yeah, but we would love to meet more people like you with goals like you that are committed to fitness and like we are in this environment. So yeah, if you got 2 friends a month you want to bring in, and then we're working on the process of getting our whole reward system in place. Something we're working with different points. They get a certain number of points for check-ins, points for things they purchase, and then they can redeem those points for T-shirts or a shake or different things throughout the year. So as soon as
see how that works out for you.
Next week, I can share that. I can share that as soon as we get those finalized too.
That'd be great, Tony. I really appreciate all the contributions. Thank you.
All right. I love being a part of this group. And I love learning new ideas.
We love having you, man. Tony and I go back a long, long way, and that's just awesome. He's always just been so selfless with his contributions. So thank you, as always.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna try to sell something.
All right, brother. Okay. Let's keep moving. Marty, hey, how are you, brother?
Good, man. How are you? Sorry, I've been MIA the past couple of weeks. It's been a little crazy. I'm back.
That's cool. I know you've been busy traveling to Mexico and getting a better suntan.
Rough life, you know.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I got background. I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to mute everybody real quick and figure this out. Okay, let me unmute. Aaron, you're unmuted. Okay.
Yes. Testing.
Marty, I'm going to unmute you, and
Okay.
and then we'll see. We'll go from there. So let's see. What can we help you with, man? Is there anything specifically that you?
I did have a question because it's just like, you know, a tidal wave of information of, you know, all the different, you know, campaigns and things to run. So I had my niece helping me out when she was home from college, and it's been huge because she's still helping me and from school now. And then we're using Zoom to have our meetings and, like, you know, here's the plan and what'd you get done and all that kind of stuff. But the question that I had was regarding the client reactivation campaign. And I just was going through and I saw what Aaron had put out, you know, about doing like the customized postcards and then having a graphic if you have pictures of that former member, you know, to use that. So the question I have is, if I go to print and I just need one of those, how do I, you know what I mean? Like what the technical part, you know, where are you guys getting the, is this like a print your own from your printer kind of a thing, or going to a print, you know what I mean?
It can certainly be that way, Marty, or you can thumb drive it and go right down to a FedEx place and plug it in and have them take care of it if you want, or do it online. I mean, if it's just a one-off, I'm going to do it from my printer. It's not going to look like it came from a professional print house, but it might have a more of a warm touch.
Yeah, that was the question I guess I had. Because like I never do any direct mail. You know, I do everything all digital, or what, you know what I mean? Like, so I haven't really done anything like that. So I wasn't sure what the best avenue was for, you know, if you're really trying to do a custom postcard with just one image going to one person, the best avenue to take to make it still look professional and all that.
Well, I mean, Eric, what are those? You used to promote a Shutterfly or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of services out there, but let me ask you this, Marty. How many folks do you have that you're going to try and reactivate?
106.
All right. Well, that's actually a manageable number. Yeah. So as Aaron said, here's the deal. When the recommendations that Aaron makes and I make, and, you know, they're always going to be designed to try and get you the maximum response. And so what Aaron is suggesting by personalizing it absolutely will bump response. There's no doubt about that. However, you have to balance that with the fact that it's going to take additional work to implement.
Right. It's like
Right. So you got to figure out what is going to be. Maybe for this first go round, you just go simple and you don't worry about the picture and you use the copy, and maybe you just take a great picture of you and your staff or some clients.
Right. That's what I was thinking of. So, yeah, substituting. But I was just curious. Like, I'm like, is there something I don't know about here as far as, like, you know, the ease of doing a one-off like that? But that's okay. Yeah.
So maybe just start the easy way, and then, you know, hey, if the campaign works great, then the next time you go around and you got a little more time, maybe a little bit more money to put into it, to pay somebody to outsource to, then right. Then you go with the more complex solution.
What kind of results have people seen? Have the rest of you guys done or implemented this reactivation campaign and gotten kind of, what kind of results? Has anybody else done it?
I don't know. Anybody use the reactivation?
I'm about to get the video back that we filmed with the trainers, the scripts and stuff. As soon as we get that, I'll go try it. We only have 5 people to try it on, so it's like,
Let me say this, Marty. Dan Kennedy, if you know that name, he's a major marketer guy, right? He says something.
He's a Cleveland guy here, like me.
What's that?
He's a Cleveland guy.
Okay, all right. That's right. That's exactly right. So anyway, he makes a comment that's kind of applicable in this case. He says, look, my job is not to make your life easier. My job is to make your life more complicated, right? When I bring you money-making opportunities, it's going to complicate your life because it's going to require implementation. It's going to require management of new customers coming in and all of that, right? So I am sensitive to the fact that every time I create an idea, promotion, or something, there is implementation on your end that's got to take place, right? And I'm not insensitive to the man hours it takes to put it together. But I would rather you sweat the bullets and have the clients than sweat the bullets and not have the clients.
Right.
Right. So my highest ultimate recommend, I give you what I myself would do. Right. And if I had the pictures of the clients and if I could tag them, if I've organized enough to be able to locate a picture of them in action and put that on a postcard and send it to them, that is the only way I'm going to execute, because the person receiving it is going to feel like, OMG, right? And if you want them back, that's what you do.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
All right. Anything else, Marty, that we can help you with?
No, I'm doing really good with the. We hooked up with a local charity, nonprofit that's pretty big here in Cleveland called Girls with Soul, and that's working as far as us, like partnering together and getting people to check in. Our check-ins have started to go through the roof, and it's I bought that Facebook program from Alicia. Is it Steger or Streger?
Streger.
So I bought that program. If any of you guys don't have it or been thinking about it, it's like a year's worth of Facebook posts. It's outstanding, and it really has worked to improve or increase the amount of interaction in our members only page on our Facebook group. It works. So I hired my niece. We went through and we spent 3 days basically going through. We used Hootsuite to set up the post to automatically go, so now I don't have to think about it. And people are like, "Oh, good recipe today," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I don't know what's going on, but stuff is going on every day consistently, and now it's gotten a lot more of the new members. And there's a few hundred people that are in this group, and there was the same 3 people that would always post in there. Now there's a lot more interaction going on, a lot more check-ins, and it's creating buzz. It's creating buzz, and we also did their. She had a 28-day body transformation challenge program, and I bought that and implemented that as a new, another way to, for all our new prospects coming in the door. We just put them in a 28-day body transformation, and it's working really well. So between that, I'm working on that, and then this client reactivation campaign, and then just going into the next, the next whatever layer I'm on. In the TRC. So it's all awesome stuff, and it's definitely keeping me busy, and I'm loving it.
So is your niece Sammy?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know how in the heck I missed her post back on the January, but I answered it today, and
yeah. She told me we had a Zoom call, and she's like, "Yeah, hey, we actually heard back," and I go, "No, that's cool." I'm sure.
Yeah, and we don't want her or anybody getting a complex if something gets missed. That's one of the problems with Facebook is it scrolls. You just
through. Yeah.
But if anything like that happens again, particularly because she's young and we don't want her to take it personally, just tell her repost it. Nobody will take offense to her reposting it and just saying, "Hey, man, help me out." Right.
No, totally. No, it's awesome. It's cool being able to work with family and me to throw her a couple bucks and help her out at school and stuff. And she's really helping me. She's a legitimate, admin assistant here helping me out.
That's beautiful. Yeah, good for you, man. And yet, you know, what's interesting is what you mentioned about Alicia's Facebook thing, and I've done it. I think this is her 4th year. She it continues. It's always good, and it does help absolutely in terms of engagement, getting folks, you know, just participating and engaged in the community, which is a big deal without a doubt. So good for you for, you know, taking action and implementing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good stuff. If any of you guys have seen it or are thinking about it or whatever, it's quality. It's quality, good info, and you just follow it. You know, plug and play.
Yeah. No, she's rock solid. Alicia's good. There's no doubt.
What is that again?
But Billy,
it was like a 28-day body transformation challenge, and I think she was selling it for like $200, like a $197 product or whatever, and I think that's what it was just called, a 28-day transformation challenge.
Yeah, no, but what we were just talking about was her year's worth of Facebook.
Yeah, the Facebook posts. Yeah. I think I clicked on. Somebody posted like an affiliate link. Randy Hart's put it up or whatever, and I clicked on the link to check it out, and I bought it through that, and that was like $97, I want to say, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
You customize it, throw your name in there for stuff, and you customize it a little bit. But I mean, it's solid. It's solid stuff. Monday through Friday for a whole year, I've got posts that are going out automatically.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Billy, you haven't heard about that?
I have heard of it. I did not purchase it. We have I have a like a local company that does some stuff with us, digital stuff, and they do some stuff on the fan page just to have something on there that helps out. But as far as our private page, it's sort of like naturally has really good engagement. Like people are just constantly posting stuff on there. Like we don't have a set schedule. Live, I'll post stuff. And it just naturally is a really good engagement. Like a lot of views. Everything we post gets viewed by almost everybody. Kind of like Pat does for VFM, where he'll post, you know, some great information, but then sometimes he posts about, you know, stuff selling, and of course he gives that. So I started doing a little bit of that, and it's been going great. No one's getting offended. People are buying a lot of extra stuff. And but I have thought about doing something like that with Alicia's content, but I wasn't sure if it'd be like too much. Like, so we're already posting a lot, and it's getting good engagement. Now I'm going to add another post every day. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with anything that's working. You can test. I mean, I would always advise to test and see if you can optimize the process. But you got something working, I would, you know, ease into it. Add, you know, maybe one additional post and see how that goes or something if you wanted to test. But just in case folks missed what Billy just said, because it broke up a little bit, at least on my end, he made a really important point. He said what he's been doing, and Billy, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what he's been doing is watching what Pat does on VFM, on his virtual fitness mastermind thing, which is obviously posting a lot of good content, getting interaction from folks, but then periodically promoting stuff. Is that the point that you made, Billy?
Absolutely. It's like the what is it, the jab hook. It's never a problem. I never feel like, oh man, he's trying to sell me ever. Never ever feel like that. I think it's a great way to do it.
Agreed. And very smart, because just like we talked about behavior before, we're always trying to create certain behavior in people. And so you want to entertain and educate, inform, all those things, of course, but you also want to monetize. You have to monetize. And so you know, when I hear business owners, and not in this group, but other places, where they're like, well, I just don't want to, you know, pitch them or whatever. I'm like, you're in business, dude. It's about pitching, you know, you've got to, and so, yeah, you know, you want to have a good, healthy mix there, not overdo it, but you do want to program people to buy. And the way to do that is ease in with some promotions, even on group pages and things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can speak to that, because I was that person that was like really scared to, you know, I don't want them to feel like I'm being pushy. They're already paying a lot for their. Now that I've started doing this, it's a totally different mindset, and everybody's happier.
That's great. That's it. Because ultimately, you know, and this is what's so important to think about, is that they're coming to you to get value, and so you can only educate so much. They need solutions, and so, you know, here's a solution. If you've got a problem, here's a solution. That kind of thing. All right, good deal. So Wayne, I've had you muted the whole damn time, and I apologize for that because we've just got the background. Occasionally, I don't know what it is. There's something about your connection. But I've unmuted you, so let's talk to you. What can we help you with?
I just want to clarify some things. Aaron has helped me a lot on answering some posts that he did last week about the greatest gift. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around how to do the greatest gift and ongoing referrals, because I don't want to launch something and then have to change it. You know, I want to launch it with confidence and know that I'm not going to change it. It seems like that if I go forward with a business card concept, we've given them to members and maybe like a $50 ongoing referral, like Fred said he did, an evergreen thing. And then whenever a referral push should be, I guess, like a campaign, that's when I would use the letters like Aaron has done, like the people who have referred or have never referred, or someone who referred didn't join those letters. So maybe use those during a particular campaign and you just up the referral reward. Is that right?
You can up the referral reward, and that's one of the things that Aaron did with that greatest gift campaign, is he's just really laying it on thick. But the beauty of it is that it's, when you do a campaign, ideally you want to have a big make a big promise, big benefit, obviously big benefit, but for a limited period of time, you know.
Right.
So that's what this campaign is designed to do. But I think Aaron would agree that we encourage you to always be looking at how you can maximize, how you can give them more, as long as it's working. Because, you know, you give them $10 and you get back $100, or you give them $100 and you get back $500, whatever. It's that philosophy. But the answer to your question is, yeah, you should always have, and this is one of the purposes of the referral challenge, is to help you put in, install, and implement and consistently execute an evergreen referral reward program. And that's what you referred to first. And then the campaigns spike those referrals periodically.
Right. So to follow up with that, is there a certain time of year that is good to push referral campaigns?
I can tell you my gut on that, but I think what's best is to get some feedback from folks who've done it. My instinct is around the fall would be a good time to do that. But you know, I think it might vary business to business, geography to geography. It could depend on weather. It could have, there's certain things that need to be taken into consideration. Fred, I'll go to you on this. Do you have experience running like a hardcore referral campaign? If so, when did you do it?
My strongest referral campaigns will come after I have a big push on a transformation program, because I'll have brand new people to draw from. So, you know, like I was mentioning before, when you have an evergreen program and you're hitting up your members on a regular basis, which I do, and I'll even email them, and they'll email me back and say, dude, I do not have any more friends and family for you. They are all at the which I keep sending them emails anyway. But so like for my transformation challenge, we had 54 brand new people. So I'm letting them get them accustomed to how things operate. And then February 6th through the 10th, we're going to do that. We're going to do the greatest gift referral campaign. So I like to pick those typically every other month, or behind something where I have a list of new members. Because I have seen guys do it before, and they're trying to do it over and over again, and they're not getting any return. And it's like, it would be like email and sales emails to a list of 200 people over and over again. Like, you're not going to get anything from it unless you put your list. So that's just the way that I do it. I mean, I can just tell from doing it for the last 4 or 5 years when I think membership is primed up enough to where I can get a good return on my campaign. So the last one we did, I gave the option of choosing between 3 prizes, which one was a 2-day vacation for 2 people, a 55-inch flat screen TV, or $500 cash. Plus they got their regular evergreen referral credit as well. So I made it a contest. And so in 1 week, we got 14 new signups just in 1 week, which was a little over $14,000 in contract revenue, considering that they all stayed. And so the investment was, there was 14 referrals, right? So 14 times $50 plus whatever gift they chose, which was right around $500 for each one. So a huge return on investment.
Hey,
so,
Fred.
Yes.
When you said you do it after or during, right when the challenge, when you get new people, do you hit them up doing the challenge and before they join, or right after the challenge and then they join and become a member?
No, I hit them up while they're in challengers.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to not consider challengers regular members, and then I changed my verbiage on that because for whatever reason they felt kind of left out. And so now, you know, unless you're doing like a 1 week trial or a 2 day, like if you're just coming to try the gym, you're a member of our gym. So if you join an 8 week challenge, you're a member for 8 weeks. So I can talk to them that way. And the good thing about that is typically when you're doing a challenge, you're on like a big high, right? Because it's something new. You're going to a new place. Like, you know, I'm pumping them full of motivational emails, and I get everybody at their highest point, and then I ask them, hey, I know you're loving this place. Can you bring all your friends and family? So I'm going to post the stats of the one that I have coming up on the 6th through the 10th. And I'll track all my expenses, everything that I did, my emails, and share with the group. So you can see I'm pretty confident that we'll get a decent amount of members in that 1 week, new people.
Yeah, beautiful. Wayne, do you have a follow-up? Or are you good with that?
Nope, that was it.
Yeah. So one of the things I would suggest considering is, and this just comes with time and experience, because I can sit here and tell you what I think, and Fred obviously has experience and time in, and he's done it. And so he's telling you from his experience what's worked well for him. And obviously that's valid. The other thing is that because you're relatively new business, I mean, a year old, what might work for you is doing like a referral challenge combined with a transformation challenge, so that you are essentially inviting people to participate in the referral challenge or in the transformation challenge and bring friends with them into it. So, you know, there's different ways to look at things, and because of the newness of your business, that might work better for you. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out as an idea and something to think about. I know I'm muddying the waters a little bit here by even saying that. I think maybe if you had to choose one way or the other, I would go with what Fred has just mentioned, because, you know, that's a proven process. He's you know, confirmed that works.
Yeah, we do 6 week challenges now. I think we've done 4 or 5 so far since we've been open. So I'll start hitting them up during the challenge instead of waiting for them to join.
All right.
Yeah, because then you have less people to choose from potentially.
Right. And then I might also tell them that the referral money can go toward your membership, or you can get it, you know, your membership that you haven't joined yet, and that might entice them also.
Not to mention, it would help if you have challengers that are on the fence about signing a longer contract, and their friend comes and joins, right? That's part of the whole tribe, the whole tribal concept. And so that's the wave that that we push really, 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 really hard at our gym. We talk about our gym being a fitness family, and I spend a lot of time talking about it, doing videos about it, and doing a lot of things together. Like today, my wife had a women's get-together at her house, and we just invited everybody. And she had about 32 ladies show up at her house, and they had lunch and just chit-chatted about women's stuff. And I'll do that with men's, and then we have seminars, and we have like 80 or 90 of our members that are doing one of these Tough Mudders, We also do a dragon boat race. We do flag football together. And then on top of the charitable stuff that we do, that's all working together when this referral campaign comes together.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're kind of newer and you maybe have less members, but that's going to grow, right? So it might be 5 at first, and then 7, and then 9, and then 15, and it depends on, how long people have been there and how many. I mean, the reality is that some people just don't have anybody else to refer that they know specifically, unless they're just, inviting random people to join. So there's definitely some variables, but test and measure. I mean, that's the key. Over the years, all the different things that I've tried, I test and measure. You'll pick up on some different metrics that you can use to help.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So I want to make 2 points real quick. Number one is that, 3 points. I've told you personally, Fred, and I just tell it publicly too. You bring a wealth of value to this group. I'm just very appreciative of the things that you share, because you're run a successful business, but you're also meticulous about the marketing side, the mechanics, the tracking, the measuring, and the reporting, and things like that. So really appreciate it. But two things one thing that you said today, and one that you said previously that I want to highlight. The one that you said today, what you're talking about building community. That I think you do that really, really well and clearly. The family, as you talked about it, and that's so important. It takes a lot of additional effort, but it creates huge reward, as you've seen. And so that is something that everybody should pay attention to, and just think about how else can I create community. You mentioned the Tough Mudder and the flag football and some other things that you guys do outside of just working out. That's number one. The second thing you've mentioned previously on another call that I want to share with everybody is the frequency with which Fred communicates to his list, to everybody. And your frequency is what? Every day, sometimes multiple times. Is that correct? I'm talking email here.
It's for my gym. It's every day, multiple times. For my major list, it's probably 3 to 4 times a week. I mean, Aaron's on it. Are you still on it, Aaron?
Yep, I am.
Yeah. So, I have to be careful about overmailing. I know y'all think that that's not possible, but once you have people on your list for a couple of years, you can kind of sense when they've had enough. Because I'll bomb them for different campaigns and the charitable events. Like, right now we have a charity event that's coming up, and so some people are getting 3 or 4 emails a day. So don't get me wrong, I'm not afraid, but then you just have to be. There is some wisdom that goes into that, and I'm not the best at it. I'm still pretty new too, but I just always feel like testing and measuring is the key, especially for you have certain people on your. I mean, I can just tell people, say send this out or send that out. I'm like, it's not going to be good for my list. They know me. They know how I feel. They know how I think. They know what I say. If I try to send something out that's phony, it's not going to work.
Right.
And so, I try to keep that kind of stuff in mind.
Yeah, because you have an established voice. You've created this voice, and they hear that voice so frequently that if something deviates from that, it's jarring to them. And they're like, hey, that doesn't sound like Fred. So, yeah, you have to be very sensitive to that. But the point that I want everybody to take away is not to be afraid of communicating more frequently with your list. But what needs to be done, 2 things. You need to speak in your own voice. It needs to be authentic, because if it's not authentic, you can't do it frequently because it's too hard. It becomes too much work to try and craft this stuff. It needs to come out of you just the way you would if you were having a conversation with somebody. That's number one. And number 2, as Dan Kennedy would say, the only, when people always talk about, hey, long copy versus short copy argument and everything, and frequency of communication, things like that. Dan's like, there's one rule, and really one rule only, and that's don't be boring. And that's really the truth. As long as you're engaging, entertaining, informative, whatever, as long as it's not boring, you're going to be okay. Hey, Jonas, I know you typed in here that you had a question for Marty. You want to go with that?
Yeah. When he mentioned, Marty, when you mentioned the auto post, Were you doing that for a private Facebook group or just your fan page?
That was for it's a private Facebook group. So we have a members only page. So it has I don't know, 280 some people in it. And so all those posts go just to that page and not I think my niece said some of the posts go to like our business page, but the thing that sucks with Facebook is they want you to boost everything. So like, I have like 1,300 people on that and like 3 people see a post, and it's like, so we just put everything in our members only page.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Billy, I didn't know if I asked you specifically if there's anything we can help you with. You're out of your car and in your office. You're like a nomad.
I'm moving all around. Just to speak with what Marty said. Marty, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say that you don't post on your fan page because there's no engagement, so you only post on your?
Yeah, like we do post on the fan page, but nothing like what we have in the members page. The members page is like it's every day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, same here. I know very little about this, but from what I understand, it is good to have some posting on your fan page, even if you're not doing it for engagement, just to do it in terms of for Facebook to recognize your business and
sure.
Yeah.
We have that like when we do our our Black Friday sales, like promotional stuff, or like video. Like now we're getting into like Instagram and like hashtagging and all that stuff. So we're sharing stuff. So we're getting a lot more like video and stuff on there.
Yeah.
And, it just, and I get it with Facebook. I mean, that's how they make their money, It's like boost the posts and everything, for the engagement. But that's currently how we had that. The years worth of posts is all set up on my members page.
Yeah. Eric was and everybody. One of my big goals for this year was last year. One of my big goals was to actually write my first hard copy book, and I thankfully I was able to accomplish that. And right now we're sort of wrapping it up, so I have time, but I haven't started yet developing a marketing plan. So my goal for this year is to actually launch the book. And you guys are kind of got some wheels turning, especially in terms of the publicity and stuff like that. I was just wondering. I know it's a very general question, but what are some things you would think through if you were me? My original purpose for writing the book was really for differentiation. Nobody else that I know of in my area has their own book. That was the main reason, sort of to set us apart and to put our philosophy sort of in writing. So love to hear some thoughts.
Well, before we give that, open that up, tell me more about the book. What's its title? What's its theme? What's its content? That kind of thing. Yeah,
so the title has not actually been finalized yet, but what we're looking at is weight loss for busy people is sort of the gist of it. So the title literally might be weight loss for busy people, but I'm thinking of, because the purpose of it is to sort of use it as a platform for the brick and mortar to implement the name of our business somehow into the title. So those are some things I'm thinking through. The name of the business is Total Body Boot Camp and Performance Center. So that's something, and then there's going to be a subtitle. I don't have it in front of me. I have a list of like 3 subtitles that I'm kind of choosing between. I can pull it up if I have to, but I can't remember them offhand. So that's the title. The book is a lot of mindset, behavioral, habit change kind of things. So hopefully different than a lot of the weight loss books. Not a ton of. There's like literally no exercises in the book. Like nothing in the book is talking about how to do a squat or anything like that. It talks about different kinds of programs, and most importantly, it's choose one that you're going to stick with, that you're going to like, and it's really just it's trying to go a little bit deeper than just the X's and the O's. There's chapters on that. There's a lot on goal setting and mindset and behavior, consistency. There's a few nutrition chapters. And there's a little bit of my own story, how I got to where I am. I share that in the beginning, and I try to not to more just to connect with the reader, not so much to brag or anything like that.
No, of course. Yeah, no, that's good. Let me just mention something that, first of all, when you are ready to launch it, let us know. we'll get everybody in the referral challenge behind you, and we'll all buy it. I assume if you're going to do the Amazon, maybe do that $1 or do the, something like that. We'll get everybody to, buy and give some reviews and things like that, because that'll pump it up. And obviously you ought to work, Pat, to get the FM people to do that too. And,
I appreciate that.
That's a big deal. So a resource that I would recommend to you, because this is a big, big topic, and I'm not an expert, but I'm trying to learn, because I've got a book coming out this year and I'm trying to learn it myself. So a resource I'm going to recommend to you, because they have a 30-day $1 trial or something, so you can get in and take a look. It's called mylaunchteam.com, and I'm in there, and I'm looking at some of the stuff, and the resources, although I'm not so much, I don't know whether I'm enamored with their exact process, but the resources that they have in there are very worthwhile. For instance, they'll give you some links to a ton of great articles written by top-notch people about how they launched their books. So you can just start reading and reviewing some of that thing, because you want to certainly wrap your head around it. It's a big, you can make this a big deal, and it can be very impactful, is what I'm getting at, if you do it the right way. So I would suggest looking at them. But one point I will make to you is regarding title and subtitle. Very important how you choose those things. I don't know if you've ever heard the story about Tim Ferriss in the 4-Hour Work Week, how he came up with that title. But what he did was he had like 10 different title ideas that he wanted to run, or that he was thinking about, he was considering, and he just put up Google AdWords for each one and let them run for he drove a bunch of traffic, with AdWords. It cost him a couple $100, but he drove enough clicks to get a clear winner. And the 4-Hour Work Week was just a clear winner above all the others. So he used the science of marketing to come up with a great title, rather than what he thought might sound good. He let the market tell him what was the best title.
So I like that. So say I have three final choices. What I would do is I could do something similar where I would run ads to those words.
Absolutely. You just set up little landing pages, and then on the landing page, all you do is you tell them, hey, we're just running a test. We appreciate you clicking through. But if you're really interested in information like this, opt in here, and I'll send you some other resources or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it is, and it can work quickly. In a week, you can have 500-600 clicks on there, enough to which is statistically sound.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, check out that mylaunchteam.com, and just like I said, it's $1 to try it out, and I think the resources alone are absolutely worth it.
Sure, will do.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to comment on? Anything we've discussed, books, whatever, any of the other topics, anything at all? No? All right. Anybody have any additional questions or anything that we can help you with before we wrap up then? Everybody good? All right. All right, cool. Well, then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all very much. Really appreciate your time. And if you have any additional questions that pop up after we get off, just put them on the group and we will address them. All right. So we're going to stop it. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Thanks.